So, what are French fans saying about the San Antonio Spurs winning the NBA draft lottery?
Hey, this is Chris Sabat, and you're listening to Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia.
Welcome back to Locked On Spurs, right here on the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. I am glad to have you back. Hope everybody's having a great week. And guess what? Shock everybody. More Wembanyama talk. Yes, we're going to be talking about the French basketball phenom likely coming to San Antonio. In just a few days, the Spurs will likely announce that he is their first pick in the 2023 NBA draft. But, we're talking about how Spurs fans in the United States are reacting to the Spurs winning the draft lottery, the likelihood that Victor will be coming to San Antonio. But we haven't had the French side come on Locked On Spurs. What are French fans saying out in France about the Spurs winning the draft lottery, Wembanyama, keeping alive that French connection between the Spurs and San Antonio, and so much more? So with that, I'm going to bring in our very special guest. He is Vincent Pialat. He is with the Parisian, a major French outlet in France. And we welcome Vincent to the show. Vincent, welcome to Locked On Spurs.
Thank you for hosting me. Hope you're doing okay.
I am doing great. And by the way, is everybody still excited about Victor likely coming to San Antonio?
In France, oh my God, they more than ever. There is a lot of excitement around him since Las Vegas last October when he came to play, and he did some huge games. And since there is some hype, I've seen some hype here in America, but in France it's quite the same. We're talking about him like every week in the newspapers, online, everywhere. Yeah.
Well, we're definitely talking about him in San Antonio, in the United States, all the way to New York City, everywhere. You cannot get enough of Victor Wembanyama. But let's start at the beginning. Let's start about draft lottery night. It came down to Charlotte and San Antonio. At that point, were French fans worried that he could be going to Charlotte?
Well, for French fans, San Antonio is special due to Tony Parker mostly. There is a lot of French players playing in San Antonio, but I mean TP has a special place in the French arts. So yeah, everyone was very happy about being San Antonio. And like many people, when people were trying to guess the day before, many people were saying, "Oh, I'm sure he's gonna play in San Antonio." Like everyone was not convinced, but hoping and in the same time confident about him, like being in the right city with the right coach and in the right environment.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous too when the Spurs and the Hornets were the last two teams picked. I felt like, oh God, the luck of the Spurs. They have the highest odds, but it's going to be Charlotte that wins. But no, the Spurs won it. We saw Victor react to Houston landing at number 4. And there's video of him pumping his fist in the air with a grin on his face. Why do you think Victor reacted that way? And were French fans nervous that he could have gone to Houston?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there is two teams besides San Antonio. There was also Portland who had some favor on French fans because Portland is a great team already. There is great players, but Houston, it didn't came much on the conversation of French players since James Harden has left the team. Like Houston doesn't make the big headlines. So right. and on Victor, I don't know why he reacted like this. Maybe he wanted to go there. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, who knows? But it looks like he was. It appears, we don't know. It appears that Victor was pretty okay with Houston landing at number 4. Again, at this point, a draft lottery night, it's still, Spurs are still on the board. We don't know who won it yet. Is it going to be San Antonio? Is it going to be Charlotte? Is it going to be Portland? We don't know. But you look at the situation, and Victor himself said that he knew that San Antonio was going to be the last team announced. Yeah. Why do you think he said that? Why do you think he mentioned San Antonio as be his dream spot? And was it the same way for French fans out in France? Were they having the same dreams like Victor of him wearing the Spurs uniform?
Yeah, a little bit, yes. Because once again, like San Antonio Spurs are such a French influence in a way. Many players have been there. And I don't know, the fact San Antonio did that for Tim Duncan like more than 20 years ago, they kind of like lost many games to have the first pick. And it was quite the same situation. And everyone was like, yeah, there is a lot of reason that might, like push this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, Victor Wembanyama even said the universe told me.
Yeah, the
Uh,
universe told him. Yeah.
yeah. He was convinced. He was, I don't know, he was feeling something in the air that he will, like San Antonio would have the first pick.
Yeah, and luckily it went that way. Charlotte was announced at number 2, meaning the Spurs were the last team standing. The Spurs were excited. The owner was there. He was jumping up and down. All of Spurs fans in the United States and in San Antonio were going crazy. But what was it like in France? Were bars jumping up and down? Were the streets celebrating? What was the feel, the vibe, if you will, in
So
France when it was announced the Spurs won the lottery?
we have to know it was very late in France. There is
Okay.
6 hours difference. So in France, it was 2, 3 a.m. Most of
Mhm.
people were in bed at that time. The French television just like uh, just had the American signal. They didn't have even like no one, like being online, being direct live. So
Mhm.
like everyone discovered the next day, waking up, opening the phone, and discovering that. So
Mhm.
the reactions were more individual than collective.
Mhm. Wow. That is awesome. Yeah. But eventually news settles in. People wake up and they're seeing the news that the Spurs won the draft lottery. And it just feels like the country of France wanted that to happen. I'm pretty sure you probably were hoping, crossing fingers, it will happen
Mm,
because of the Spurs history. And
yeah.
a lot of fans obviously remember Boris Diaw and Tony Parker. And I
Mm,
understand that they were the two big French stars. But Victor, I think Spurs fans, especially in the United States or probably in San Antonio, forget about the other French players, the Livio Jean Charles, the Nando De Colo.
mm.
Did that help French fans? I guess fall in love more with the Spurs, knowing that there's been other French stars, even Jan Mahimi.
Mm. Yeah. We have a special relationship with the Spurs. A little bit like for the soccer fans. I don't know if you have a lot of soccer fans in Texas, but at some point in England, there is this team called Arsenal. This is a team from London, and a lot of French players were playing there. And since we like to follow that team, and that was the same with the Spurs. Since we have TP, we have Boris Diaw and Nando De Colo and other players like this, we learn to follow this team.
Mhm.
We just um, became like Popovich lovers. We love Popovich, even if he doesn't love the media, even if he's,
Yeah.
a lot of time is kind of like uh, sad and close face. But we learn how to like him. And yeah, San Antonio became a very special place for French people. So everyone was hoping, or many people was hoping that Wembanyama could land in this city and this organization.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hey, you want to go check out BetterHelp right now. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/LockedOnNBA to get your way to being your best self. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you, and you never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. But when we spend all our time giving, it can feel us feeling stretched thin and burned out. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Look, therapy has helped me from learning how to be positive, learning positive coping skills, and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. And if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You just fill out a short questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more help, BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/LockedOnNBA to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/LockedOnNBA. And we thank you for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. You guys are the everydayers. Hey, and tomorrow's show, we'll be talking about more Wembanyama, basically realistic expectations. Check that out on tomorrow, Locked On Spurs. Yeah, and it looks like it's going to happen in just a few short weeks out in New York City when the draft lottery takes place. We're talking with Vincent Pialat. He is a writer with La Parisien, a French outlet. He is here to represent all of French fans that are cheering still that Victor Wembanyama is likely to come to San Antonio. We know he's coming to San Antonio. I mean, the Spurs, they better not mess this up, Vincent. They better not.
Guess.
But yeah, but and we're talking about the reaction from France and French fans out in the beautiful country of France when the Spurs won the draft lottery. Victor, we're talking. I'm sorry, Vincent. Excuse me. I got Victor and Vincent, so I got to keep them straight. So Vincent, we talk about Wembanyama coming to San Antonio. All signs are pointing to that. The fans seen the highlights. They see what he could do on the basketball court. We got a glimpse into his personality. Is there anything you can add to him coming to the United States, him coming to San Antonio? How was he as a young? I mean, he's still a teenager, but I mean, how was he when he was younger, coming up into basketball, professional ranks? What can you tell us more about Victor?
So Victor comes from a very sport-oriented family. He does sport since a very long time. His father was a basketball player, and he grew up very fast. So he became tall very quickly in the early ages, and basketball became very quickly the main thing for him. And everyone saw he was so skilled in basketball, and just became so focused on achieving his goal. And even at age of 14 or 15, it was clear for him that his goal was to success in NBA. And since he's surrounded by a strong team of doctors and dietitians and people who train him, and it's like a company in some ways.
Yeah.
He has a lot of people around him to prepare him to be ready when he comes in NBA.
Yeah, the videos are out there. They're showing him getting ready for every game. That long warm-up drill that he goes through with the rubber bands and the movements.
Yeah.
Fans flock to see that. But it is interesting. You look at his time, even with Asvel, and before that, it looked like he wasn't ready. It looked like his skills weren't there yet. But the moment he started finishing up his time with Asvel and then made the jump to the Metropolitans, that's when he just took off and became very successful on the court. Victor, do you think that, or do you know if French fans wanted to see, Victor Wembanyama play at the EuroLeague, play with Barcelona? Do you think maybe he should have done that before entering the NBA draft?
It's more an opinion shared by basketball players. Like some players say, I think Nicolas Batum said something like this. He should get to one step before entering NBA. But for fans, no. Fans, they're very excited. They want to see him at the highest level already. They want to see him in the NBA. And EuroLeague has not a strong audience in Europe. I don't have the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure NBA has better numbers in France, even if it's in the middle of the night, than the EuroLeague games. So yeah. The audience in France wanted to see him in NBA and in a good team to be able to compete to titles already.
Yeah, obviously, Victor did mention that on draft lottery night that he wants to win now. The Spurs have a good young core to build with him right now. Vincent, I want to ask you, are French fans aware that perhaps winning an NBA title with the Spurs probably will not come next year or the year after that? Are French fans going to be patient with the Spurs and Wembanyama?
I guess, yeah. Yeah, because like French people are very excited about him starting in NBA, but also they very, how could I say that, cautious. They is he gonna success, and is he ready for that? And like do the size and the body type is the right one for the NBA. NBA it's kind of physical.
Mm-hmm.
So French people, they're not doubtful, but they wait to see, to be convinced.
We're talking with Vincent Pialat. He is a writer with Le Persian. Did I say that right? Le Persian? Can help me out here? I did it right.
No,
Yeah, see, I was
perfect.
I was avoiding trying to say it in French, but Vincent gave me the courage to try it. But for those Americans, it's called the Parisian. It's an outlet out in France. Saw that with Tony Parker, that he had a crew following him his entire NBA career. Vincent, will you be a part of that? Will you think, Wembanyama will have French outlets following him every single day of his basketball life?
Let's see what happens like next year. I mean, I'm pretty sure you will have in Texas and in San Antonio some annoying French accent everywhere, because you will have some reporters coming and ask I mean, stupid questions like, do you like Victor Wembanyama or stuff like this? But be ready for
Yeah.
that. Yeah, of course you will have a lot of French media coming in the city.
Yes, yeah. And San Antonio is used to that when Tony Parker was playing for the Spurs. But I think, Vincent, it's going to be bigger with Wembanyama. What do you think?
I think so, yeah. Because Tony Parker at the same age was already a good player, but it wasn't a star like Victor Wembanyama is. No one was talking about him. Victor is 19, and already LeBron James talked about him. Like Stephen Curry said something, Kevin Durant, and he's already a big star. Everyone in France, I mean, in the sport field in France, know Victor Wembanyama already. So, I mean, even if it doesn't do the career that we all expect and hope, he will be a star now. Like for the entire career, we're gonna look at him. We're gonna like analyze his game and what he brings to the game. So yeah, I mean, to the game, I mean, Tony Parker did a lot because he was also a leader. He was also the leader of the French basketball team. So let's see for the game. But outside the court, I'm pretty sure Victor Wembanyama, will be a huge star, way more than Tony Parker was.
I think everybody's excited, whether it be fans in France or fans in San Antonio or just fans across the world, as Wembanyama is set to make his NBA debut in the draft lottery, and then, of course, preseason and summer league, all that stuff. Tony Parker said in an interview with a French outlet that Wembanyama is used to the pressure, that he's used to the spotlight.
Yeah.
But do you think, Vincent, that Wembanyama can handle the spotlight, the attention that he's going to get from the NBA and from the American media?
I think so. It looks very mature. When he speaks in interviews, it is like he doesn't feel attacked and touched by anything. It's just like he seems above everything. It's really impressive for someone who is only 19. And most of all, his English is very good. I don't know if you heard of him talking in English. I mean, I don't know. At 19 years old, it doesn't have like a strong accent. He has a lot of vocabulary, and he will be able to understand like the expectations of everyone, including the questions from the media, and to be able to handle it. I'm pretty sure about that.
Hey, I want to talk to you about PrizePicks' $1 million daily Superflex promotion going on right now during the NBA Finals. Each day of the finals, PrizePicks users get themselves a chance to become a millionaire. You got to place one entry after 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that entry will be randomly selected. Whoever placed that entry will be given a 6-pick flex with the following payouts: 6 correct picks, $1 million; 5 correct picks, $80,000; 4 correct picks, $16,000. You want to go to prizepicks.com/a million right now. You got to opt in at that link to be eligible for the $1 million entry. Once you opt in, all you got to do is play the game like normal, and you could be the lucky winner. Yeah, you want to go to PrizePicks right now. You get up to 25 times your money on any entry if you pick 2 to 6 players and they go on to score more or less than their PrizePick projection. You don't compete against other people. It's just you versus the projections available. PrizePicks offers projections on any sport you watch: NBA, NFL, MLB, NASCAR, tennis, MMA, boxing, disc golf. The list goes on and on. So go to PrizePicks.com. Safe, fast withdrawals. Currently operational in over 30 states and in Canada. Download the PrizePicks app or go to PrizePicks.com to play daily fantasy sports. First-time users get themselves a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 using promo code Locked On. You deposit 100, PrizePicks gives you 100. You deposit 50, PrizePicks gives you $50. Don't forget to enter promo code Locked On and sign up for an instant deposit match up to $100. And we got to talk about Mudslingers drive-through coffee out in San Antonio. Hey, they've been serving coffee for the community for a long time, and they're still going strong. Over 300 five-star reviews cannot be wrong, and they have it all. If you need a quick pick-me-up, if you need something light, if you need a daily dairy alternative, they have it all at their menu. You want to go to 2404 Thousand Oaks Drive in San Antonio, open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you need Look, you got to try the Red Bull infused lightning bolt series. Why? Because they have one called the Alien. I think you know where we're going with this because Wemby's coming. Yeah, they have one already made for him and his honor. It's Red Bull, kiwi, red apple, all mixed together. It's a great drink. And also have the OG. If you remember going to the 70s and 80s malls in San Antonio or wherever you live and picking up an Orange Julius, yeah, I remember those days. Well, those days are gone, but Mudslingers have brought it back, but it's called the OG. Go check it out. A lot of people are buying it. Everybody who has it says it feels like they're traveling back in time to the 70s and 80s. It's that good. So you want to follow them on all social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Mudslingers STX. Life is too short for bland coffee. Yeah, there's a lot of expectations on Victor's shoulder. Vincent, they're showing him right now on the NBA side, and he's not in the NBA yet. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's just crazy. He has nothing to do with the NBA right now and in the past, but the NBA was still showing his games and featuring him, promoting him, and he's not in the NBA. So that's just crazy. But he will be in the NBA in just a few short weeks. I know a lot of Spurs fans and Spurs fans out in France are excited about that. Vincent, just a few more questions, and we'll let you go here. We talked about that French connection between the Spurs and France, and then the French fans and everything. When when Wembanyama makes his Spurs debut, when he's wearing the uniform, and it's his first regular season NBA game, how much will fans in France be watching the TV or probably staying up at 3 a.m. in the morning to watch him?
Oh, good question. Good question. Like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It will depend if it's maybe a weekend or weekday. And if maybe the NBA just program the game a Sunday beginning afternoon in Texas. I think there is 7 hours of difference with France. So the game could be like at 9, 10 p.m. That would be perfect for France. If they don't do that at 2, 3 a.m., I mean, it will be a lot, but nothing, like nothing comparable to I mean, American audience, of course.
And Vincent, what about you? Are you excited? And you take off your hat as a writer for the Parisian, just put your fan baseball cap on. How excited are you?
I'm very excited. Like, it's crazy because when you hear everyone saying is one on, like it's a generational talent,
Right.
and like it's very exciting to see how he's gonna enter that, how he's gonna success or not on the NBA, and all these questions. For now, we have a lot of questions. We don't have many answers, and that will be like very interesting to have this answer through the next months and the next years and see the evolution of this player. So yeah, I'm very excited. It's a little bit professional too as a journalist, but as a basketball fan too. Like when you see the highlights and when you see what he does on the court, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes he jumps and he looks like, I don't know, like an animal. It's something that we haven't seen yet. So yeah, as a journalist and as a fan, I couldn't be happier than now.
Yeah, and we're excited for Wembanyama to make his way to San Antonio, to the NBA, and reconnect with the team with France. Vincent, when Tony Parker retired and there were no French players on the Spurs roster, were French fans still watching Spurs games?
A little bit, yeah. We love Popovich. We really appreciate him, and this jersey, these colors, even the sound of the name of the city, San Antonio. It sounds very very well. We kind of love this city now, even if it's kind of far. We don't go, we don't come a lot in holidays in San Antonio, but yeah, people are still following even just the result sometimes, and when they can, yes, they were watching the games. You have to know that in the French television, you have one channel having the right of the NBA, and this channel has only the right to show one game a night. So yeah, you don't have the Spurs every night on the TV, right? You have to have the NBA League Pass if you want to see all the games. But if you just have the French channel, yeah, you couldn't see all the games of the NBA.
And I'm pretty sure all of France is buying League Pass right now, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to San Antonio?
Not yet. That would be a big surprise for me. But I've heard it's very pretty, and there is a lot of things to see and to do, and most of all, there is a lot of good restaurants. So yeah. I'm gonna enjoy a lot.
Yeah, I wonder who gave you that information. I don't know who told you that. Somebody who you're talking to right now. But all kidding aside, all kidding aside, France, French fans, Spurs fans, San Antonio, and across the United States and the world, it's just going to be fun times. It's going to be fun times. Like Vincent, we know he's going to have his moments where he doesn't look good on the court. He's going to have a big target on his back. A lot of players are going to try to go at him. But those are just the ups and downs of a rookie. Now, he's going to be a really, really, really good rookie and going to be a really good player moving down the road. But I think with some patience, understanding, and the Spurs are going to put him in the right position to be hopefully one of the greatest players that the Spurs ever. Can you imagine that, Vincent? That he could possibly be considered one of the greatest Spurs in franchise history?
I mean, it's beyond everything. Like I couldn't even understand what you're saying right now. I don't understand. It's it's just crazy. It's like when you I grew up with Michael Jordan. Like I was a kid, I was a big fan of him. Then I've seen like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, even Tim Duncan, and all these fantastic players. And now there is a player, is young, we see that happening in front of us, and he could be even better maybe than them, or at least as good as them. It's insane. For me, it's insane. I couldn't realize. I have to see it.
Yeah. I mean, Vincent, he could possibly be a bigger star than Tony Parker. That's just ridiculous. And I know how popular Tony Parker is in France.
I know.
Oh, wow. That is just amazing. Vincent, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you got to be going to the NBA Finals soon.
Yes.
Now, again, Vincent, he is a writer for the Parisian. I'm going to try it again, Vincent. Ready? Le Parisien. Did I do it right?
Perfect. Oh, my God.
I did it right. So make sure to go to check out that website. Just Google it. It's called Le Parisien, or in English, the Parisian. He is a French writer, and you can bet he will be in San Antonio.
Of course.
And if you hear a familiar French accent, that's going to be Vincent. So if you're in San Antonio, say hello to him. But for Vincent Pialat, I am Jeff Garcia. We're gonna put a lock on this episode of Locked On Spurs.